You know, as a journalist, you're always looking for that next big story, the one that nobody else is covering. Well, what if I told you there's one happening all around us, right now, that affects our money, our communications, pretty much everything, but you can't see it? Today, we're going to make it visible.
Just let that sink in for a second. What if the one clock that everything relies on was just off? This isn't some sci-fi movie plot. It's a very real, very present danger. Because there is a single, incredibly precise clock that our modern world runs on. And guess what? It's way more fragile than most people realize.
Okay, so here's the challenge, right? How in the world do you report on a threat that's completely invisible? That's exactly what this guide is for. We're going to give you the concepts, the language, and most importantly, the story angles you need to turn this invisible threat into a tangible, headline-worthy story.
So think of this as the start of your investigation. This is part one of a 10-part series where we are diving deep into something called radio frequency interference, or RFI. We're going to break down the tech, we'll point out the key players, and uncover the real-world stakes, basically everything you need to build a powerful report.
And look, we're not just pulling this out of thin air. All the info we're covering comes directly from the experts. It's based on a super detailed report from the specialists at RFI Detectives, which is part of Virtualization Options LLC, a tech research organization that lives and breathes this stuff.
All right, let's get into it with something we all use every single day, GPS. Now, when GPS gets attacked, it usually happens in one of two ways. One is kind of a loud brute force attack. The other is a lot more subtle, and frankly, a lot more dangerous.
So jamming is the simple one. It's like a heckler at a comedy show shouting so loud you can't hear the jokes. It's just radio noise that completely drowns out the real GPS signal. Your screen just says no signal. But spoofing is way more sinister. It doesn't just block the signal, it replaces it with a fake one. It secretly tells your phone or your car or a container ship that it's somewhere it isn't, or even that it's a different time.
And that last part, about time, that's where this story goes from being a simple, my map isn't working problem, to a massive threat against our entire modern society. This is the part of the story that almost nobody is telling.
So here's the big secret, the thing almost everyone misses. Forget about the blue dot on your map for a second. The most critical, the most important function of GPS isn't location, it's time. Every single one of those satellites up there is basically a flying atomic clock, beaming a perfectly synchronized time signal down to us here on Earth.
And just look at what depends on that time signal. Your cell network. It needs it to seamlessly pass your call from one tower to the next. The stock exchanges? They use it to timestamp billions of trades a day with insane precision. The internet itself relies on it to keep data centers all over the world perfectly in sync. It is the silent heartbeat of our entire digital world.
And we're not talking about a clock being off by a minute or even a second. The real danger is a timing error of just a few microseconds. That's millionths of a second. That's all it takes to start a domino effect, a cascading failure that could literally ripple through our most critical systems before anyone even knows what's happening. So, what does this all mean for you as a reporter? It means this isn't just some tech issue for engineers to worry about. It's one of the most compelling and seriously overlooked stories that you could be working on right now. So let's talk about the angle.
The real story here isn't just about your phone losing its signal. No, it's about the hidden fragility of everything we rely on. This is a finance story, it's a national security story, it's an infrastructure story, and it's all hiding in plain sight, just waiting for a journalist like you to shine a light on it.
So, there you have it. You've got the basic concepts, you understand the stakes, you can now see the invisible threat. The only real question left is, how are you going to tell this story?
And believe me, we have only just scratched the surface here. In part 2, we're going to bring this problem a lot closer to home. We'll dig into the surprising reasons your Wi-Fi might be dropping out and what that has to do with all this invisible interference. It's a story that will hit home for your entire audience. See you then.